Hello my friends, Mia DeBolt here, bringing you more transparency in trading. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today is technically day 15 of the Funded Trader Challenge. I say that because there was some ambiguity towards the end of phase 1 of the Funded Trader Challenge, and I'll share with you exactly what happened. So the last video that I created was on Wednesday, March 1st, and the countdown timer on the Funded Trader account said 1 hour and 22 minutes. So Thursday's trading came and went, and I chose not to take any trades that morning because I was just more tape reading. I knew that I had a day left, and so I was just really lackadaisical about that. But come Thursday afternoon, I had a little bit of a scare because this is what I saw in my account. Okay, so here's my Funded Trader account, and I actually checked in Thursday afternoon, so it was 4:54, so it was less than 24 hours later, and this is what I saw. So I scrolled down and I saw nothing for the time remaining. So you can see I'm at still negative 2.8. So what was going through my head at that time was, oh my gosh, did I just ruin my challenge because I didn't pay attention to the countdown timer? So what I did was I looked at the time, I looked at the date, and I saw that it was still ending on 3/3. Technically, it's still Thursday, the 2nd of March. So what I did was I ended up putting in a couple of trades during the Asian session, and I'll show those to you right now. Okay, so this is the first one. I took a sell, and I pretty much was looking at the DXY, looking at where price might go, and because the Asian session likes to oscillate and likes to really range, I was banking on the fact that there was going to be a drop in price and that the DXY was going to go up a little bit. So quite frankly, I was watching YouTube, I was really detached, and what was the worst that could happen was that it had already happened. The countdown timer went to 0 and I was at negative 0.28%. So what my plan was to get the account backed up to positive, and then what I was going to do was just fight my case over support because quite frankly, I have video evidence that it said a day and 22 hours. Okay, so here's my account and it is going up a little bit. I'm just going to fast forward this because these aren't high quality trades at all. I don't like trading Asian session at all, and this is the reason, because price goes so slowly and it's likely to be moving towards or away from what it's actually going to trade for the next day, and so it's just not a really high quality session to trade. So I'm going to fast forward this so that you see exactly how long it took to get the trade to go into profit. So I knew that we're in a place where it could either go up or it could go down. I had 1% on this, so it only had to go a little bit down for me to actually get something out of this trade. So I'm going to fast forward this because it does take quite a while to get out of this range. Okay, so actually this is a buy. So like I said, it's in a range. The DXY was pushing down, so I did have a buy in this. Okay, so it does end up going in my direction, and I do end up closing it just a little prematurely because I'm not quite sure it's actually going to reach my terminus. But I got the 0.29%, and unfortunately when I clicked the button, it actually stopped at 0.25%. So I'm refreshing this and just making sure that I actually got it. And that's another thing about the Funded Trader. It just takes a while for the actual percentage to readjust to the actual accurate percentage. And so I'm going back and I do see the buy. I did get a win, and here's where I do enter a sell. All right, so again, price is starting to push down, and it did fill some imbalance. It's in a higher time frame kind of flag and retracement. This is just another 1%, and I'm really conservative, just wanting it to go a little bit in my direction so that I can close it out for the last 0.03% that I need. All right, so I'm watching a YouTube interview by Rob O'Neill, the guy who killed bin Laden, and so I'm just watching that. I'm really not paying attention much to this trade, but it does end up going a little bit against me, and that's fine because I'm watching the DXY. I'm just kind of monitoring it, very detached. Okay, so it does end up dropping, and we'll see here very shortly, and you can see here that I should close it out at 0.09, so it should give me plenty of room in case there's any kind of wiggle room with the spread, and eventually we'll see that it's 0.04%. All right, so I got it back up to positive with two little trades in the afternoon. One was a buy, one was a sell. And quite frankly, this is kind of where the waiting game began for me. because not only was this Thursday afternoon, but I didn't get any kind of email saying, hey, you had breached the rules and regulations for the phase 1. And quite frankly, I just didn't know. I was kind of in a gray zone on Friday, knowing that if I did take any kind of trades, I'm not quite sure if they would actually go through, if they would account for my account. So I just chose to just leave it all together and just leave it at the 0.04. And so what happened the afternoon, I actually asked my trading partner, and he said that you should get an email. So within an hour or so after the phase is complete, I should be getting an email. So I did get an email, and it was not favorable. So the email said that I had breached the amount of days that my challenge was allotted for. So again, it was supposed to be 45 days. It said that I traded for 46 days, and that's when I got on with support. And so I just emailed support. I stated my case. I even showed them the YouTube video that shares with them exactly what the countdown timer says. And they said that I should have the login credentials and that those would be in my email. So I did get another account, and you can see here that this account was failed. It was at 0.04, and then I do have 2 accounts here. So that's great. I'm really excited to start 2 accounts. So just so you know, I did buy another $300,000 account in mid-February or so. And I did that because in the announcements, sometimes they have really good deals on these promotions and on the challenge accounts. So I just figured I'd set myself up. So one of the things that Danny Reardon, one of my mentors, shared with us was that we should actually have multiple challenge accounts. That way we never are putting so much pressure on passing one challenge at a time. We have multiple challenge bullets, as you would say, and we have that ability just to live from abundance, trade from abundance, and know that if one challenge account we don't pass, we can always pass another one. So I do like to have that philosophy, and so that is the reason that I have multiple challenge accounts with the Funded Trader. Another reason is that I do plan on having $600,000, the maximum amount allotted for the Funded Trader as well. All right, my friends, that is up to date, and thankfully, I have another repeat under my belt. So after NFP week, I will choose to start my challenges, and I'll share those trades with you very shortly. I do have to say, I'm over 100 subscribers. I'm so honored to have you along this journey with me, and I look forward to sharing and celebrating with you as I move towards that 7-figure mark. All right, my friends, have a wonderful weekend, and I likely will be creating some videos that kind of recap the lessons that I've learned from the first phases and also some of the strategies that I'm going to be moving forward with. So look for that video next week. All right, my friends, if you haven't subscribed already to follow me on this journey to the 7-figure mark, make sure that you subscribe below, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, bye.